Hello students, I am Kiran Mishra from Demonstration Multipurpose School Bhopal. So how are you? I hope you must be enjoying your life. So you all came to school today. What happened early in the morning? Just tell me. So you must be sleeping nicely and your mom must have come to you and woke you up. Beta utho, late ho rahi hai, school jana hai. So what happened? Your mummy told you to wake you up. After that, you went to brush your teeth and then started getting ready for school. So while you were getting ready, wearing your dress and all, you must have asked your brother or sister, Bhaiya, where are my shoes? So this is the way we keep talking to each other, to the friends, to people, to family members, parents, everyone at home. But sometimes some of your cousins or friends stay out. Stay out means outside your house, in the neighborhood, in some other part of the city or in some other city or some other country. How do you talk to them? Can you talk to them the way your mom woke you up? Or did you talk to them, ever you can talk to them like the way we are talking right now to each other? No. There is a different way we talk when somebody is away from you, means far away from you. So let us see how do we communicate when people are far, far away from you. So today we are in class 3, right? So we will do the unit 8 and the name of the poem is What's in the Mailbox. So let us see what this child in this poem is trying to say. What is she trying to express? How is she saying that she wants to communicate with others the way her parents have been communicating, right? So we will go to the lesson which is chapter 8 of class 3 poem What is in the Mailbox. So when there is a mailbox means when we receive a mail, a letter from someone. So let us see what the child sees and says. So once we open the page and see, we see there is a letter box and there's a girl sitting next to the letter box and she is thinking of something. If you look at the picture, very nice picture, that she is thinking that there is a man in khaki. Who is this man? Yes, the man is a postman. And what is he carrying in his hand? We see that he is carrying a letter, an envelope in his hand. And what is he doing? He is giving this envelope to this girl's mother. Now, why is the child thinking about this? Let us read the poem and understand. So, first of all, I will recite the poem very slowly with proper stresses and you will listen to me, you will listen to my pronunciation, I will do certain actions, please try and understand and then we will discuss that what the child was trying to think, say or plan for his life, right? So let us begin. Most always when the postman comes with letters 2 or 3, they are for my mother or my dad, but never one for me. I am going to write some letters though, that's what I am going to do, and then my friends will answer me and I'll get letters too. So you must have understood some part of this poem. What happens here? That this girl says most always. That means most of the time. Not always, but most always means most of the time when the postman comes. Now, who is a postman? Let us understand. So, when this man comes with a bag full of letters, so he has 2-3 letters in his hands. So, he comes and knocks the door or rings the doorbell and then hands over the letter to my mom as shown in the picture. But never one for me. That means he says this postman doesn't ever give me a letter. So the child is very sad that why does the postman not give me letter, right? Then in the second paragraph it says, I am going to write some letters though. So now the child decides that, if you want to get something, you have to give something. This is what is very important aspect of life. We want to get a lot of love, but we also have to give love. Similarly, when we want goodness from people around, we also have to be good to people. So it is give and take relationship. So I am also going to now write some letters, because it is always like give and take relationship. So when you write a letter to your friend, in reply, the friend will also write down a letter to you. So the child says, then my friends will reply me. Reply means answer me. Answer me through letters. And I'll get letters too. So this way, the child's desire to receive letters from someone through the postman will come true. So this is how the child is determined that now this helper called postman should come to my house and deliver me letters also. So this poem is all about writing and receiving letters. So as I told you, I've been telling in the class since the beginning that the people who are far away, we cannot talk to them directly. So let us see how do we convey message to the people. Some ways, not all, some ways we convey our message to the people who are little far away, who can't hear our voices directly. So one is phone call. The second is messages, maybe SMS, WhatsApp, you all are aware of that. Third is email, and fourth are letters, So let us see one by one how do we convey message through these means. So the first thing which we talked about was phone call. So let us understand that when two people are sitting inside one room or inside one flat or a house, they can always shout loudly and talk to each other. But when somebody is away, maybe half a kilometer, 1 kilometer, 50 kilometers, 100 or 1000 kilometers away, where our voices cannot reach, then what are the ways to convey messages? So first, as I said, is a phone call. But what do we need to do a phone call? So two people talking to each other through phone, they both need to have a device. So from one side, suppose I am talking to someone sitting in Delhi. So I need to have a phone in my hand with proper connection, and the other person sitting in Delhi also needs to have a phone in his or her hand. So what happens? I have a phone number, I dial that number, and when the phone rings, the other person receives the call, and then we both start talking to each other. So whatever message I had, whatever news I had, I can convey to the person, and person can receive the message, and immediately then and there she can reply to my questions, she can accept an invitation. So this is one way of sending and receiving message. So what did I talk about recently is one way of communication is through phone call. Now let us move on to the second way. As I told you, are messaging. So SMS, these are short messages, WhatsApp, or whatever way we can. There are various other ways of sending messages. So again, when we have to send message, we need device with proper typing facility. So when I have a phone which has a pad where I can tap, you must have seen a phone where A, B, C, D, E, F, etc. are written. So using those keypads, the alphabets in the keypads, we type the message. So from my side, through my phone or through my laptop or computer, I can type a message and send it to my friend's number, and my friend can receive and read the message and immediately type it and reply to me. So what is the difference? The first was phone call, where directly I was speaking and the other person was speaking, and I was receiving, listening and answering back. So immediately the conversation was happening through voice. When it is typed message, so I type the message, the member receives it. Whenever the member opens the phone or the device from where the message is sent and received, he will read and then answer back to me, and then I will receive the message, So the second type of communication was messages, SMS, WhatsApp, WeChat. There are various ways through which we send and receive message. Now the third way is email. Though you are too young to understand, but then you must have heard your parents saying that I'm writing a mail to my office, to my friends. So email is again another way of communication. Like messages, as I told you, the second way was small short messages we can write. We cannot write 1 page, 2 pages of messages. So through email, we can write long messages, and they can be saved for long in our system. So email is also one way. We need to have an account, which is like you must have heard on Gmail, Yahoo, Rediff Mail. So these are the places where we can have our account, and then through that ID we generate an email, means we write long letters and then forward them. Again, we need a device, we need internet connection, all that is required to send message through email also. So most of these things required some electronic media where we were dependent outside to write or to receive messages. Now moving further, that one way we just now read in the poem What's in the Mailbox is writing and receiving letters, which is an old way, but it is still the most beautiful way of sending and receiving messages. So as you can see in the picture, so we have postcards. So where are these postcards available? They are available in a post office. So you must have seen, I'll show you the picture of a post office also. So post office is a place where we go and buy, we can buy postcards, inland letters, envelopes, etc., through which we can, using a pen and paper only, or in postcard, directly on the postcard, we can write our letter or message and forward, maybe post them in the letter box, and it reaches the friend. So this is the most easy way. So the easiest way to write letters, especially for you children, you've just learned how to write. So while learning how to write, you may make mistakes, but you are not dependent on anyone outside. You can very well buy a postcard, an inland letter, and write the message and send it to your friend, cousins, or anyone, any relative staying outside your city or within the city also. So what happens in a postcard, if you look at the picture, there's a place where you write the address of the receiver. So who is a receiver? Receiver is the person who receives your letter. So you, when you are sending the letter, you are the one who's writing the letter, you become the sender. Sender means you are sending. I am sending. So I become the sender. And suppose my cousin staying in Mumbai is the person who will receive it. So he becomes the receiver. So receiver's address, the one who will get the letter, is called receiver. His address is written, and complete address is written. The name, the street name, the colony name, the city name, and then the name of the state along with the pin code. So this we can always exchange, and then while we are writing the letter, so you don't have to worry what is the city, what is the pin code, etc. Actually, the person to whom you have to write, you can ask him to over the phone or sometime, or your parents must be knowing what is the correct address. Address has to be correct for the person to receive the letter. So you will write the receiver's address, and similarly, like I have shown you an inland letter also. So in inland letter, there are two places. On top is like to. To means the person to whom you are sending. किसको भेज रहे हो. So the receiver's address is written on top, and on the other side where there is a fold, the sender's address is there. Now you may ask, why should we write our address when we are sending? Sometimes it happens that the person does not receive it, and the letter is not reaching anywhere. In that case, it can be sent back to you. If your address is written down, they will cut the receiver's address and send it back to you. So your letter will not get lost, and you will be sure that my letter has not reached my friend. So these were some ways of communicating. So moving further, now you may think that, ma'am, I have not written a letter to anyone. What is the right way to write a letter? So today we will also see what is the right way to write a letter. Then I will also make you write and we will do the correction. So there is a certain format. Format means is a way you write, like simple. When you do a classwork in your copy, what do? You open your copy and then the teacher tells you to write date on left hand side of your copy, and then you write your classwork on top. Then you write the name of the chapter on the first line. Then there is a margin. Next to the left side of the margin, you write question number and then you continue to write. Similarly, when we write a letter, here and there we cannot write. There is a format. So this is how we will start writing. So let us see. Your book has the format of writing letter. So you can open the next page and you will see that on top, everything we will write next to the margin, towards the left hand side of the page only. So when you are writing it on a piece of page, you will write towards the left hand side. If this is just a postcard or an inland letter, everything will begin from the left hand side and it will not move the way you write in your copy. In your copy, when you start writing a sentence, you complete the whole line. Like if you start from here, you slowly write. When the line finishes towards the right hand side, then you come back and again start writing from left hand side till the line is over or till the sentence is over. But here in letter writing, we will not do that. So look at the format. It is on top. We have started writing from left hand side the address. So it is, the address is house number 1792, Daryaganj, New Delhi, and then pin code. Every place has a pin code. So it's 110007. So similarly, any address of 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, you will write on top towards the left hand side. Then you will leave a line, leave some space so that you can understand top is the address followed by date. So after address, we are leaving one line, then we are writing date. So whatever be the date of the day, like today, whatever is the date, I will write down today is this date. So here in this format, you can see it's written 25 January 2006. You can see it's written dear grandfather. So the child is writing this letter to whom? To the grandfather. So he writes, again he is starting from the left hand margin of the page. He writes, dear grandfather, thank you for the beautiful book of Panchtantra stories. You will be happy to know that I read one story every day. Then he says, with love, and then the child's name. So this is how you have learnt how to write letter. Now, once the letter is written, how will it reach to the receiver? Your cousin, your friend whom you are inviting, or your grandfather who is staying away from you. Now, let us see how we will do this procedure of buying a postcard, an inland letter, and then how we will go through. So, let us understand. You are too small. You must have never spoken about how a letter starts from my house and reaches to my friend's house. So, let us see the procedure with the help of pictures. So, you can see the picture of a post office. It's written on top, P-O-S-T, post, O-F-F-I-C-E, office. So, once we have to write a letter, what will we do? We'll go to the post office first. From the post office, we will buy either the postcard or the inland letter. So, I will bring that postcard. Maybe let us take the example of postcard. I bring the postcard home. I will write down the message, dear friend, this, with love, my name, and then at the place of receiver, I write the address of the person to whom I have to send the letter. Now my postcard is ready. What will I do? I will pick up this postcard, go and look for a letter box. You can ask your elders at home, where is the letter box? So let us look at the picture of a letter box. How does a letter box look like? So I will take my postcard, go to this letter box, post it. On top there is something like this from where the letter can be inserted in. So I will go and post my postcard there in the letter box. You can see there is a lock, and at the center there is a black color thing on which the time is written. So every day, once or twice, means once or 2 times a day, the mail van comes to receive or to take the letters out of this small letter box. So you have already posted the letter inside the letter box. Then what happens? See the next picture. You must have seen a mail van like this. Again, a red colored mail van. So this van comes to this letter box every day. Not only this letter box, this van goes from one letter box to the other all across the city or some part of the city. So if you ever stand outside the letter box and see, a person gets down from the mail van, opens the lock, takes out all the letters which are there in the letter box, puts it in a bag and throws it inside the mail van and takes it to the post office. So now your letter has come out of your letter box, reached the mail van. Now where will this mail van go? This mail van will take your letter to the head post office of the city. So every city has one main post office. From the head post office, people in the office sit, they stamp it and they separate it. So the letters which have to go to Delhi, some letters have to go to Mumbai, some letters have to go to Jammu, other letters have to go outside India. So they are separated, they are put in various bags, and from there those bags are taken by train, by air, or by bus, or by mail van. So every city has main post office. From that head post office where your letter has reached, suppose you've written your letter to Delhi, a friend in Delhi. So in Delhi, the head post office, the letter will reach, and from there the postman will come and collect the letter. So you can see, like right now, postman nowadays, most of the postmen use either cycle or motorbike or whatever. So this is one of the example of a cycle where a postman can receive the letter from the head post office and brings it to your friend's house, and then your friend reads the letter. So you've understood it's a long process, but it goes so nicely, so smoothly. So you all will write a letter to your friend staying outside and send. Or you can also do a work of writing a letter to your friends in the classroom. You write, but don't give it to the friend in the classroom. Go and post it, and your friend will receive the letter at home. So this is how the letter is written and received. So what I have told, I can show you through this picture. First box says buy an inland letter. So you've bought a letter. I'm just revising. Write your message on the letter. So I have bought, I have written. Write receiver's address. This is very important. I will write down the address of my friend. Write sender's address. I also write down my address there at the place given. Post it in the letter box. I look for the letter box, go and post it. It will be collected by the postal officials. Postal officials means the mail van person coming from the the post office. So from there, the post office of sender to the post office of receiver, the letter reaches, and then postman delivers the letter. So this is the whole cycle from your house to the house of your friend. It reaches following a long procedure, right? So this is how, though you just in the mailbox poem, you just saw that the postman has come and delivered, but you have seen that how many people are involved in writing, posting, receiving and delivering the letter. So these are the people who are called our helpers. So let us see, we have many more helpers around. Who are these helpers who help us to carry out our activities on daily basis? So let us see our helpers. In the first picture, you can see a postman. P-O-S-T, post, M-A-N, man. So now we know who is a postman. So postman is a person who brings letters. जो letters लाता है. So another helper is a librarian. So let us read the spelling of librarian first. L-I-B-R-A-R-I-A-N. Librarian. Librarian is a person who works in a library. So when you go to a library, librarian comes and asks you which book do you want, and he helps or she helps you in searching for the book in the library. Then we see the third helper is a driver. D-R-I-V-E-R. So who's a driver? Driver is a person who drives a car. Maybe I've written drives a car. The next helper is a teacher. So when you go to school, you have classroom, you have blackboard, you have your benches. But if the teacher does not come, how will you study? So teacher is a person who teaches in a school. Moving further, in the picture, you can see a nurse. N-U-R-S-E. So nurse is a person who takes care of the patient. Moving further, in this picture, you can see a boy playing a guitar. So musician is a person who plays musical instruments, right? Moving further, you can see a beautiful picture of an astronaut. So astronauts are the people who go to the space in a spacecraft. And the next is clown. So clown is a person who makes people laugh. And there are many more helpers around, but let us revise the helpers we have just now done. So our helpers are postman. What does a postman do? Brings letters. Musician plays musical instruments. Nurse takes care of the patients. Teacher teaches in a school. Clown makes us laugh. Astronaut travels in a spacecraft. Driver drives a car or a motor vehicle. And librarian works in a library. So we have seen that all these people who are around us, we take help of these people every now and then, and they are called our helpers. So we have seen, starting from the beginning of your class, that how the child was wanting to write a letter, and you have learned how to write a letter and deliver. There are many people involved around us who help us. We must give them respect, because at some point of time we need their help. So this was the lesson which we wanted to study and understand today. So let us look at the assignment. What is the homework for you? So first is recite the poem. If you can do it with actions, it will be wonderful. Understand and recite the poem with action. Next is visit a post office. You can tell your teacher to take you to the post office. You can see how do they sell various types of things on which you can write a letter, or what all is done in the post office. And if your teacher is not taking you, or the post office is not near to your school, you can ask your parents and go and visit a post office. It's a very, very interesting activity. Then it is write a letter to your friend. So you also can think of writing a letter to your friend who is staying in the city or outside the city. Next is write name of 5 more helpers. So I've told you many helpers. Now look around, talk to your parents, talk to your friends, and see who are the other people around you who help you in carrying out your daily activities with great support. So write names of 5 more helpers. You can collect their picture also. And the last is narrate to your friend various ways you can communicate with people. So with this assignment, I hope you will like working on all the assignments, all the tasks given to you, and you will complete it successfully, right? So with this, we come to the end of this chapter. Hope you liked it. Thank you so much.